Hello there, YouTube. I have a Mercedes-Benz with a tire pressure light on going in on a Saturday morning with the warm sun hitting me, so not sure what I'm going to find, but I'm going to bring you along. Alright, so this customer's complaining of a tire light being on, and I just want to go through the process that I go through before I get out my scan tool and all my sophisticated equipment. So there's the indicator. As you can see, it's on. So I'm just going to go around and I'm going to check the tire pressures. Now, something that's pretty important is you got to know what the vehicle pressure calls for. So right here, the front is 32 and the back is 38. You can't go by what's on the tire because this tire says 51 and that's wrong. So I'm basically just going to go around and set all the tire pressures, make sure they're all right. So the front one is oh stink, I gotta hook up my airline to this, so give me a minute here. Gotta go inside, walk around all my junk, get my airline. Now if you're doing this at home, obviously you don't need to do what I'm doing, but I'm assuming that the tire pressures are low, so I'm going to get my airline and my tire gauge out and just get it all set up ahead of time. If you have some type of tire gauge just to read pressure, that should be sufficient. So I'm going to check the tire pressures, and this one is below the spec, which is 32. This was at 27.5. Just going to fill it up, get it to where it needs to be. And I'm going to do this for all four, so after this I'm going to go to the back tire and we'll see what that one's at. While I'm checking this, make sure that you put your caps back on. With all these sophisticated tire pressure sensors and monitoring systems and all that, if you put the cap back on, it really will help the life. Obviously that one's a little low too. That should be 38 and that one was low. So I'll set this according to spec. So you want to put these caps back on, but you want to be careful not to put an aluminum cap on the tire pressure stem, because sometimes you can have dissimilar metals and it'll actually, once some corrosion gets in there, it'll actually seize on there and it'll rip off and you'll never be able to check your tire pressure without spending a bunch of money. So let me check this tire as well, and that one was 29, so that was still almost 4 pounds, 3.5 pounds low. So I'll set that pressure. Quick look at the brakes, they're looking good. I always like to try to do that for my customers just to make sure that there's nothing coming up here. So this last tire, before we can see whether tire pressure was the cause of the light, and this tire is also low. That should be 39, so that was 5 pounds low. Every vehicle is different. 4 pounds low, sorry. Every vehicle is a little bit different as far as what their pressures are. Some of them are 35, some are 32, 38, depends on the manufacturer. This is a Mercedes and they require different pressures front to back. So we got all the tire pressure set, we know that they're good. So now we're just going to take it on a short road test to see if the tire pressure in the tires was the cause of the light. It should be pretty simple. Going to buzz it down the road, enjoy the farmland. It doesn't usually take long. Some of them are a few minutes and some of them aren't. This was just a short buzz down the road, maybe about a mile or so. And we'll see over time if that was the cause. So as I make this turn here, I looked on the dash and lo and behold, the light's not on. The light went out. We're good to go. So make my way back to the shop, and what do we have here? I am the proud recipient of a car that turns 180,000. Doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's cool. Thanks for watching, guys.